What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I'm back with my Santa beard. Christmas beard. But I'm not the real Santa Claus here. The Transformers people. They are the real Santa Claus here. They sent me an Energon Edition. The ridiculous Energon Edition box. The box that I didn't email them to ask if they were planning on sending me one, because I thought that would be too cheeky because it's too cool. Now, full disclosure, at the beginning of the video, yes, this was sent to me by Transformers. No, I did not pay for it. It was kind of like an early Christmas present. And I'm going to be honest, it's already looking like it's going to be quite near the top of my list of best Christmas presents. So I've had a bunch of people asking since I tweeted out a picture of it, in terms of when did you order it and when should I expect mine because I've ordered it, and asking to try and figure out time frames. I'm afraid that is not something I can help you with because it was sent to me by Transformers separately. Thank you to Transformers. Those guys are awesome. Now, here's what's weird. It comes in a big box. My wife told me I'd had a package from America. She texted me when I was at work. Oh, you got a box from America. I was like, oh, what is it? And she's like, I'm not exactly sure. There's a clue. Here's the thing, though. I went to open it just to kind of see what was inside, and this is the box. Like, there is no, this opens up and then there's an Energon Edition box. This opens up and inside we've got all the bits of the Energon Edition. And you can see that it is so big and there is so much of it, I'm struggling to fit it under my camera. This is the whole thing. So, if you want a box to display everything in, if you want to keep it all in a box, this is the box. What we're going to do, we're going to open it up and we're going to see all the different constituent parts and we're going to figure out what's in it. Now, I have, of course, already done a video about the Energon Edition and showing you kind of what's inside, but, you know, using the stock images. Today, we actually get to open it up proper. Now, I'm just double checking I've not missed anything in the box. Now, one thing that is weird, they announced after the fact that they are sending out one copy each of Tandem Targeting System and All Out Attack. Those were the exclusives from the exclusive battle cards from Comic-Con 2018. They're coming separately. I hope that's coming. I cannot complain if they don't turn up. Now, in these two art boxes here, you get, in each one, 15 packs of Wave 1 Transformers. So essentially, we've got a box of Wave 1, which is still, in terms of value, or expected value, I suppose, still probably the best of the 4 expansions to actually open. So we'll finish the opening, having a crack open of them. We'll do a bit of a speed opening of our Wave 1 box. But the real excitement is in the Energon Cube. And it is made and packaged to look like an Energon Cube. And when you open it up, is that the right way around? No, that's the wrong way around. You get this. Now, what is inside here is 6 character cards. Except calling them cards is a little bit of a misnomer. You see, they're not actually cards. Oh, I want to take them out without damaging them. I'm so terrified. Oh. You see, they're not cards. They're semi-translucent plastic. That is pretty awesome. Now, I will say scratches do show up a little bit more easily on these, but I don't think it's a huge problem. Now, I'm showing you off Cliffjumper here. And Cliffjumper, of course, is one of the 2 characters that was exclusive to the San Diego Comic-Con pack in 2018, and you actually get a copy of Cliffjumper. Now, Cliffjumper is extremely playable. In terms of how these feel, they are plastic. They do not feel like the regular character cards. They are the same size as the regular character cards, but they don't feel like them. They feel like quite hefty plastic. Now, important to note, these are legal for tournament play. They are confirmed legal for tournament play, and actually the cardboard sleeve in which they come is actually designed with, it's got basically the concept art for the Cliffjumper card on the sleeve, which is really quite ridiculous. So we get ourselves a Cliff Jumper, and we get ourselves a Slipstream. Slipstream, of course, being the other of the exclusive cards from the San Diego Comic-Con pack. Not quite as good as Cliff Jumper, but certainly a very playable card that has seen quite a lot of play. And, of course, the corresponding sleeve. So you get the 2 special editions of the San Diego Comic-Con characters. And one thing which is really cool here is that it does not diminish the value, really, of the Comic-Con characters. Because, okay, they're functionally the same, and you can play them in tournaments, but they're not the same card. They don't have the same design. So those people that picked up the Comic-Con versions and probably paid a little bit over the odds for them, they've still got cards which cannot be got elsewhere. Now, they come in 3 pairs. The other pair, or one other pair, is the good rares from the set. Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend is one of the greatest cards which has ever been released in the first 4 sets for the Transformers TCG. It is a phenomenal card that has been phenomenal since the day it was released, and will remain phenomenal probably until either the game ends or there is a rotation and it goes away. Great, great card. Lovely to have a copy of it. Now, I've got Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, so for me, one of the questions becomes, which one do I play in a deck? Now, we also have Megatron Living Weapon. This is the rare Megatron from Wave 1. Again, it's not the best card. It's a very good card. It's one people have played a lot, but it hasn't seen the success of something like a Cliff Jumper or an Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend. Still a beautiful card. And the final pair of cards, per se, are the super rares from Wave 1. So we have ourselves a Bumblebee Legendary Warrior. Now, I do need to address, a bunch of people have asked me about this. In terms of scratches, there are some very, very minor scratches. But if you can't see them properly on the video, that kind of shows you what they're like. I think the design of the cards, they are very, very glossy. There are inevitably going to be tiny scratches on them if you use them. I personally am not worried. Bumblebee is, again, it's not been a card that's seen a ridiculous amount of play, but it has seen a fair bit of play here and there. It's certainly one you see popping up in deck lists on social media. And then finally, the other one is Nemesis Prime. Now, I pulled 2 Bumblebees from Wave 1 boxes. I never pulled a Nemesis Prime. So this is my very first ever Nemesis Prime. I can now play Nemesis Prime in a deck without proxying it, which is pretty good. And Nemesis Prime has seen a lot of play. It is a very, very good card indeed. Cool. So they're the 6 character cards that you get. And like I say, they are exclusive artwork. Now, the way they're actually packaged is... How do I get these out? Okay. So the way these are actually packaged is, you got the shiny cardboard, they're actually packed in foam. So even though it looks like I'm having to use a little bit of effort to pack them in, and I am, it's because I'm pushing them down into quite tight-fitting foam. The cards will survive quite nicely. In terms of the character card selection here, it is a phenomenal selection. They've given us the rares of Optimus Prime and Megatron, and they are very good cards, and Optimus Prime is the best card in the set. They've given us the 2 secret rares, which are the ones you're least likely to have pulled from the set, and they're giving us the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, which we've all been asking for since Comic-Con 2018. Now, there is a little bit of a draw here, and when you pull out the draw, you get yourselves a bunch of Energon cubes. And essentially, these are just cubes that you can use either to randomize in terms of flips, although it's not a flippy game, but it could be for other games, and just to use to put damage counters on your characters. We've not had official Transformers dice up till now, so the fact that we've now got them, and they have got kind of an Energon cube look to them. They are very, very cool, and I expect most people who get the Energon Edition to use these in tournaments. Certainly I'll be tempted. We then have a bunch of battle cards. And what we essentially have is a play set of... Oh, no. Oh, wait. I thought I had to break it to get them out then. We essentially have a play set of battle cards for each character. What is very interesting, these are foil. We've never had foil battle cards before. These are the first foil battle cards we've ever had. So we have Agility of Bumblebee that suits Bumblebee. Good card if you're playing a Bumblebee deck. We have got Cargo Trailer, which I believe is for Nemesis Prime. An interesting card that's never seen a huge amount of play. We've got Bombing Run for Slipstream, still one of my favourite cards from Wave 1, though it's never seen a huge amount of play. I should mention these are all alternate art cards. They have different artwork to what they have in Wave 1. Start Your Engines for Cliff Jumper, a great card for untapping cars, sees a lot of play in cars decks. Fusion Cannon and Megatron, obviously for Megatron, pretty good in Megatron decks. And Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime, a great card for Optimus Prime. We saw it played in both of the top 2 decks at the Energon Invitational, which, now one was Wave 4 Prime and one was Wave 3 Prime. Neither of them were Prime Battlefield Legend, but this is pretty much a staple in most Prime decks, so they're very cool. The 2 of these that see a lot of play are Start Your Engines and Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime. The rest of them see a little bit of play here or there. There are 2 that are better than the rest. Now, I have done a video digging into these battle cards in a bit more detail. I'll link it in the description if you want to learn more about them. But I'm going to put them back in there before I accidentally scratch them. Don't worry, they will be sleeved up shortly. So you get the character cards, you get the battle cards, you get the dice. And now, elephant in the room, this is a $200 set. I legitimately believe this is worth the money. Because honestly, the Wave 1 packs are about to open are worth $100 on their own. A ton, as we might say in the UK. Now, I'm a very enthusiastic man by nature. Have had accusations of company shill in the past. What I will say to you is, and long-time viewers hopefully will know this, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. If I think a card's good, it's good, in my opinion. If I think it's bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad. If I tell you a pack like this is worth the money, I think it's genuinely worth the money. Now, for anyone wondering what my plans were regarding the Energon Edition, for me, it was a cross my fingers after Christmas. I was going to buy this if it wasn't sold out after Christmas. I have 2 children now. I do genuinely believe it's worth the money. The battle cards are amazing, the character cards are amazing, the dice are cool. Dice aren't my favourite thing. But when I'm playing Transformers at home, these will be my dice. Whether I take them to tournaments, I don't know. But full disclosure, if I don't take them to tournaments, the only reason is because I don't want to get them all scratched up and ruined because I love them too much. Now, some people have said that the battle cards, because they're foil, are a slightly different thickness and can be picked out of decks. I've just opened this now. I haven't done my own testing on that. I've heard enough reports about it. We'll get a ruling at some point. Worst case scenario, you should be able to proxy. Now, let's open some packs, shall we? Now, because this is turning into a fairly long opening, what we're going to do is do a bit of a speed opening, really focusing on the character card and the rare battle card. We're not going to spend a huge amount of time on the opening, just because I don't want this to go too long. So I'm not going to spend as much time going through this as I would if it was just a Wave 1 opening. So we start off with a Starscream, an uncommon Starscream. Now, this is the one that I like. My Plains Cheeky Damage deck from Wave 1 relied on Starscream. Starscream, Thundercracker, and for the life of me, the last one has escaped my name. It was a cheap plane, whichever one that was. And then the rare battle card we get is One Shall Stand. So I need to hold it under the camera, don't I? One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall. A nice little card that sees a little bit of play here or there. Right. How fast can we open essentially a box of Wave... Oh no, Mike, sorry about that. Wave 1. Sergeant Cup. We all love a bit of Sergeant Cup. Nice. The question is, how many cups are we going to get in... it's not a box per se, but it is essentially a box. And our rare card is Hunker Down. If you're building a tank deck, Hunker Down is a great option. Lets you flip all of your characters that can be tanks into tank mode and then attach an armor from the discard. What do we get? Barrage. He's a common. He's an Insecticon. He did feature in the top 4 Insecticon list at the Energon Invitational. And to be fair, Insecticon lists nowadays still tend to be Wave 1 Insecticons, so they're still good. And our rare card is Bombing Run, which of course we had a playset in the box, the alternate art foil versions, but it's still nice to have. I don't know why it is. The design of the Wave 1 pack still fills my heart with absolute joy. I think it was that initial excitement of the game. We get Deadlock. We don't get vanilla characters anymore. Has anyone noticed that? I need to go and do another look at this. But I believe the last vanilla character we got was like Autobot Novastar in Wave 2. I don't believe we've had a vanilla character in the last 2 waves. I could be wrong about that. We'll see. The rare here, Security Checkpoint. We love it for the double blue. Simple as that. It's not a terrible card in and of itself, but if you're playing a defensive blue deck, you're probably putting a playset of Security Checkpoint in because it's got the double blue icon. It's as simple as that. We get ourselves Bumblebee Courageous Scout. A common card. Fun little fact about this, when Wave 1 came out, Tabletop Gaming magazine in the UK, they had they gave away a free common character card on the front of their magazine. I actually ran around. The bigger they are. Has seen some play. Energon Invitational winning deck, I believe, did play this card. It helps little characters do more damage against big characters. I actually travelled around to a few different news agents to make sure that the what am I talking about here? That the magazine I bought had the common Bumblebee on, because even though I bought an entire box, I didn't actually have common Bumblebee, which is a bit weird. Our rare is Thermal Weaponry. Cool. And our character is, it's another Cup! 2 Sergeant Cup. So for anyone on Cup Watch, we're up to 2 Sergeant Cup. Lovely. Oh, and a Bug Bomb. Bug Bomb does not see much play in Insecticon decks. Because they're so aggressively orange, I don't find room. I'm still waiting for blue Bugs decks to really take off playing Bug Bomb. Our character is Thundercracker, who is, of course, one of the other parts of my Wave 1 Plains Cheeky Damage deck. Cool. And then in terms of rare battle card, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? It is no, that's a common. Photon Bomb. I love the combo of Photon Bomb and Bombing Run. Photon Bomb does 2 damage to each character, yours and your opponent's. And then Bombing Run lets you move a damage from each of your characters to one of your opponents. Fun combo. We get ourselves a Flame War. Might be a common character, but it's an exceptionally good common character. And again, we see this seeing play. If I remember correctly, this was featured in the winning Energon Invitational deck. Yes, I believe it was. Or maybe the second play. Definitely one of the top 2. And in terms of our rare card, we get ourselves Start Your Engines. Another one that we got in the box, but it's so good in Cars decks, I'm not going to be upset having a spare. What we get, 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 what we get? Dinobot Swoop. Another common. Now, I am very interested to see what the pull rates for this is. Because in a box, you expect 2 to 3 rares. Wave 1 did not seem to have the pull rates for as good as they were in later sets. Our rare card is Salvage for Parts. Not a particularly great card. I don't see it popping up in many deck lists. So it'll be interesting to see if we do get 2 or 3 rares in here, or whether it will be better or worse. Autobot Hound. Another rare card. And one that is incidentally seen, I don't see many Hound decks running around. Poor Hound. He got played by John Goodman in the film. He'll be alright. Our rare card is Cargo Trailer. Another one of the ones that we got in the Energon Invitational box. One of the most confusing cards, because if you put 3 on, you get +9 attack. Sounds great, but it never works. Autobot Mirage. Uncommon. And it untaps. When you flip to alt mode, you get to play an extra action. When you attack in bot mode and flip 3 white icons the first time, you untap it. I have been trying to work on an Autobot Mirage Wave 2 Bumblebee deck pretty much since Wave 2 came out. Doesn't work. I've not got it working yet anyway. Static Laser of Ironhide. Very good card. Not just played in Ironhide decks, incidentally. We see it played in like bug decks sometimes, so it's got an orange icon and you're willing to take the damage. Wheeljack. Still waiting on our first rare card. Well, we got plenty of rare battle cards. Still waiting on our first rare character. Other than the, 6 really rare ones we got in the box. Where are we going? Swap Parts. There you go. Unfortunately, Swap Parts is banned. Yeah, it was a little bit broken. People made infinite combo decks with it, so, yeah, it got banned. Oh, Optimus Prime Freedom Fighter. The bad Optimus Prime. Seriously, it's a 12-star Prime. And bearing in mind, right, Battlefield Legend is amazing. Wave 3 General Prime is amazing. Wave 4 General Prime is amazing. In Wave 2, the only Prime we got was the Combiner, which, yeah, he wasn't good. And we got ourselves Team Up Tactics. I like it for the healing on trucks and the draw for cars. And you can actually, it heals too like Medic, but has a blue icon, whereas Medic's blank. Not the best card, but not terrible. Starscream Scheming Second in Command. Another common card. The bad Starscream from the set. Man, I'm getting such a wave of nostalgia from opening these. And it's only been like just over a year since they came out first time. Our rare is System Reboot. White icon, both players scrap their hand and draw 4 cards. Good card sees a bunch of play. So this is our final pack from the first, because they came in 2 art boxes. This is the final pack from the first art box. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Demolisher. Another uncommon card. So no rares in the first one. It'll be interesting to me to see whether they literally just took a box and split it into 2 halves, or whether they have done it differently and put in different pull rates. Our rare card is Databank. At the start of your turn, draw a card. We did see that in some of the top decks from the Energon Invitational, incidentally. So it is a card that sees a bunch of play. Okay, no rares yet. Now, the other thing to notice is, even if I don't get any rares at all in this box, the pull rates here are, it is hard to tell from one box. The sample size here is, I think it's fair to describe it as hilariously small. Alrighty then. Plus, let's face it, Transformers sent me the box. There will be no complaining from me. Although, as I've said, my opinion on the box as a whole, the last thing I want to do is be a company man and go buy this for $200 if I don't think it's worth it. You have my word, when I give you my opinion on products like this, it is my real opinion. Oh, snap. It's another Demolisher. And in terms, to be fair, we have got a security checkpoint, and I'm sure there's another really good one we pulled as well. Cybertronium Bow. Not a card that's really seen very much play at all, unfortunately. And to be fair, we've pulled some good ones like Start Your Engines, but obviously we got a play set in the box. Ramjet, a common and a vanilla card. Like we said, vanilla cards, they're not in fashion now like they used to be. Vanilla cards, we're kind of over vanilla cards apparently. Sad times. Sad times. And our rare card, oh, another Start Your Engines. So we've almost got a playset now of Start Your Engines, just from the actual packs in the box. Moving on, we find ourselves another Starscream, the common one. The bad one. Okay. I mean, come on. Need to pull at least like a Grimlock. Bombing Run. Of course, with me being kind of obsessive on Transformers, there are a few rares that I don't have, but they're rares that I've never wanted to put in decks. So, like, I've got my Scrapnel, my Grimlock, my Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend. Wheeljack. Okay, we seem to be doubling up here quite a lot. So, all the rare cards from Wave 1 that I really wanted, I already have. Because, I couldn't not have a Grimlock. I wanted to build Dinobots. I Still Function. Very, very good card. Brings one of your characters back from the dead for 1 turn. Really good card. Sees a huge amount of play. So we like that one. To be fair, some of the battle cards we're getting here are really very good cards. We've got... oh, there's a rare card. Autobot Cosmos. Now, I actually pulled him from my box, or one of my boxes. I think I've got 3 boxes. I went a bit overboard on Wave 1 because I love Transformers. And card games. And Transformers card games. Love Autobot Cosmos. One of my favourite cards from Wave 1. I've never managed to get him working. I'm sure a lot of people, I really had this idea that Autobot Cosmos Nemesis Prime was going to be a really good deck. Has not proven out. And I was listening to a podcast with Drew Nolosky. I forget which one now. Ooh, Matrix of Leadership, another good card that sees a lot of play. I want to say it was TFW. And I think it was Drew saying that Nemesis Prime Autobot Cosmos was a deck they were expecting to be really good. Boo, etc. Another Autobot Mirage. So we're doubling up nicely on some of these character cards. But we've got one rare. We got ourselves a Cosmos. I'm struggling to think which... I mean, obviously I'd love to pull a Nemesis Prime because I don't have a regular art one of those. Another Databank. I mean, Scrapnel and Grimlock, I've got them, but they're great cards, so I wouldn't mind another. Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, same deal. Ooh, speaking of which, there's me Grimlock. Oh, I like this half of the box, or this art box, better. Oh, Grimlock, my favourite Transformer. My personal favourite character card from Wave 1. I adore Grimlock. I'm still waiting for Grimlock to be good. When Wave 3 came out, Grimlock was supposed to be really good with, like, RC and Lionizer. But, no. And the problem is, Wave 1 Dinobots, we've not really had anything. Although, and Swarm, a very good card for Insecticons. There was a, I don't know how many people remember this, but at the Energon Open, there was a little one in the UK, which I wasn't able to make for boring family reasons. Megatron Decepticon Leader, the common Megatron. And at there, Drew turned up and he did a bit of a Q&A, and he told us that we were getting a Volcanicus support card in Wave 5, which you'll notice is coming up fairly soon. What we got? Ooh, a second security checkpoint. We like security checkpoint. Having 2 of those is pretty good. And to be honest, now that I've pulled Grimlock and Cosmos, I'm feeling way better about my pulls here. Another Barrage. Cool. The thing about Transformers, it's really weird. Like, all the fans bought so much of Wave 1 that it's almost impossible to get rid of common and uncommon character cards unless you give them away. Because it seems like all the fans went a bit overboard. The bigger they are. But the pull rates didn't seem as good in Wave 1, so some of the rare character cards held their value a lot better than the rares in Waves 2 to 4. Dinobot Swoop. Oh, sorry, Dinobot Snarl. Now, we've had Snarl, Swoop, and Grimlock. All we need is to pull a Sludge. And if we can pull a Sludge, we have now pulled all 4 of the main Dinobots, all 4 of the ones we want, from one box. Oh, a second copy of Swarm. Not doing great on Insecticons, mind you. Have we only pulled... I think the only Insecticon we pulled is Barrage. Ha 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 ha! Megatron Living Weapon. Now, this is my first regular art living weapon, so... yeah. I'll take that. I do have my sleeves ready for the rare character cards. I don't want them getting scratched up. Okay, so the first half of this box was immensely disappointing. Second half of the box with Cosmos, Grimlock, and Megatron, quite a lot better. And to be fair, 3 rares in a Wave 1 box, pretty good. Oh, there's an Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime. I tell you what, if this was just a box that I'd gone out and bought, the first half of the box I'd have been a bit disappointed. But a couple of security checkpoint, couple of start your engines, Matrix of Leadership, Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime, couple of Swarm. Oh, and a Prowl. I love Prowl. For a 6-star car, I adore it. And then obviously, you know, the 3 rare character cards. I'm thinking like, if this was a box of Wave 1, I'd be pretty happy. Oh, there we go. Fusion Cannon of Megatron. We hadn't pulled one of those yet. Now, 4 rares in a box of Wave 1 happened, but that was quite rare, so I'm not expecting any other rares out of the box. Dinobot Slug. the other Dinobot. Oh, I know I've got like 5 copies of Sludge. I don't need a Dinobot Sludge. But I would really like to open a Dinobot Sludge just to complete the set here. That would make me very happy. Right. Oh. Starting to apparently forget how to open packs. Right. What do we get? A second copy of Thermal Weaponry. Not a bad little card. 2 packs left. What can we... I mean, to be honest with you, I'm pretty chuffed, alright? I am pretty chuffed with this box. But come on. 2 more packs. What can we do? Another Ramjet. I was just thinking I don't have enough copies of Ramjet. Now, bearing in mind I've opened like 3 boxes and a bunch of random packs from Wave 1, so I don't need any of the commons or uncommons. Shock Absorbers. There's a nice little card. Right, 1 pack left, and then we've officially opened our Energon Edition. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, are you excited? I'm excited. It's Jazz! Cool. Good card. I like Jazz. Another one of those good cars from Wave 1. There were some things that Wave 1 did really well, like cars and Dinobots and Insecticons. Oh, and another copy of Matrix of Leadership. Not a bad little card at all. So, I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. We got some decent rare cards. And when it came to rare character cards, we got a Megatron Living Weapon, a Grimlock, and an Autobot Cosmos. I think we did pretty gosh darn well out of this. I think we did pretty gosh darn well. My honest opinion, and you can take it or leave it, but if you watched this far, I'd like to think that you'll take it. This is a good box. Now, there is nothing you need in this box. The only things that you can only get in the box are the Energon dice, the alternate art, what they call battle cards, and the alternate art character cards. Now, I personally think they are cool enough that it's worth getting the box, but you don't need them. They are available elsewhere. Although Cliff Jumper and Slipstream, honestly, before this came out, and I've not checked the price since, before this came out, you would probably pay $200 just for those cards. They were running about $100 each. But the character cards are cool, and the character card selection is amazing. The battle cards are very cool, although do bear in mind the thickness of them might cause issues in tournaments. I don't think they will for the short term, and you can always proxy, so it's not the end of the world. And then you get a whole box of Wave 1, which is worth half of the box already. And if you've got enough Wave 1 that you don't need any more, you can sell the box of Wave 1 for about a ton, probably. I think it's a phenomenal set. It comes highly recommended from me. From me, it really is a 5 WOSSY set, but it is a premium set. It's an expensive set. If you're in a position to do so, I think it's a phenomenal purchase. If you're not, you're missing some cool art, but I don't think you need this to play the game. Now, compare that to, if you look at, say, the Metroplex deck, you need that or you can't play Metroplex. If you look at something like the Devastator deck, Work Overtime is such a great card, you need it for that. Whereas the starter sets, the character cards are a little bit weaker, the battle cards aren't exclusive, they could be skipped if you so wish. There we go. I mean, I'm not skipping any of them, but you could if you wanted to. Huge, gigantic thank you to the lovely folks at the Transformers TCG Towers for hooking us up. Those guys are awesome, and I love them. It's gone to the top of my favourite Christmas present list, and it's gonna take some beating. It really is gonna take some beating. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know your thoughts on the Energon Edition, but do please make sure you be nice. Go nuts, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter @TheWossy. That's where we can talk about games. And the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching a very beardy Wossy Plays.